Hey, there you are. Did you know that you aren't treating yourself right? Did you know you aren't treating your spouse right? Do you know that you are not treating God right? And how do I know this? Because I also walk in the same manner, not always treating your spouse, not always treating your loved ones, not always treating the Most High the way you should. So I want you to read this with me. Ephesians chapter 5. And think about the words, and let's think about the meaning of the words. Starting at 21. Subjecting yourself to each other in the fear of God. Now, let's close the Bible. We're done. You said the S word, and we're not going to go past this. That's what my flesh tells me. Whoa. Submitting? Maybe. We'll see about that. All right, let's keep going. Wives, subject yourself to your own husband as to Jesus, as to the Master. Subject yourself just as if you were subjecting yourself to the Master, Jesus, the one who saved you, the one who you have such feelings for, the Master. Your husband is his representative here on earth, just like Moses was the father's to covenant with the people. If you want to covenant with Jesus, then you need to start with subjecting yourself to your husband. Now, husbands, this does not give you the opportunity to mistreat your wife. For sure, you do not want to do that. Because if you even speak harshly to your wife, that the Most High does not hear your prayers, and we can't be having that. He needs to hear our prayers because we need to be in a position, in a relationship with Him, so that He will hear us and come rescue us. All right, let's continue reading. But as the assembly is subject to the Master, to the Messiah, so also let the wives be to their husbands in every respect. He's comparing you, wives, as, right here, as the assembly, the bride, right? The bride of Christ. As the bride of Christ, you have to subject yourself to the Master, Yeshua Messiah, Jesus. Okay? And then right next verse 25. Husbands, love your wives as Messiah also did love the assembly and gave himself for it. Are you giving your life over to your wife? What does that even mean? Are you denying yourself? Because in my mind, I want to do whatever I want to do. I'm a big boy. I can do whatever. I'm an adult. I'm adulting. Well, when you have a partner that you're walking through life with, you can't always do whatever you want because it doesn't really have them in mind. So, here, we have to love them as Messiah did. And what did Messiah do? He nurtured her. He fed her. He clothed her in righteousness. Fed her the word. Nourished her. Washed over the word. Washed the word over her. Cleansed her through the word. Are we, as husbands, doing that to our wives? Our wives subjecting themselves. Let's say your husband gets brave and he says, honey, I'd like to study the scriptures with you. And you say, okay. So you sit down and you listen. And you don't mock him. You don't make fun of him. He's going out on a limb. He wants to be a better man. He wants to read the scriptures together. And your job is to lift him up. Because if you break him down, he'll never do that again. And then when you say he doesn't lead his family, well, why should he when he gets torn down, when he should be being built up? So I recommend that you build him up. so that he desires to feed you with the word, to clothe you in Yeshua's righteousness, right? To love you the way that you should be loved, that you might not even know you need to be loved that way. He can do it through the word, through the Holy Spirit and the Most High, working through him. You have the power to incite that new man in him to get him to be in the word more and to be feeding you the word, because through his understanding, he should be doing that. Okay, let's continue. Why is it important that husbands love your wives? In order to set it apart and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word. Just what I said. There's the witness right there. That's what that's going to do when husbands step into their role. In order to present to himself a splendid assembly, not having spot or wrinkle or any sort, but that it might be set apart and blameless. In this way, husbands ought to love their wives, their own wives, as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. You can't tell me you don't love yourself. You feed yourself, you clothe yourself. You're thirsty, you get a drink. You put on lotion, you do your hair, you put on decent clothes, you put on deodorant, you put on cologne. You cannot tell me you don't love yourself. So treat your wife in the same manner, that you attend to her, care for her, love on her. For no one ever hated his own flesh, but feeds and cherishes it, as also the master does the assembly, to the assembly. Because we are members of his body, of his flesh, and of his bones. For this cause, and he's speaking, that's how one we are with him is the same one that husband and wives are one. That's pretty epic. For this cause a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one. No other place. You can't become one with your friends. You can't become one with your relatives. You can't become one with your children. You become one with your wife, with your husband. That is a promise. And it's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Your family members, they find their own. Your kids, they find their own. Everyone else finds their own. You got yours. And you need to nourish that and care for that. And then he says, this secret is great. Why don't we do it? Because it's a secret. Because you have to have the keys to unlock the secret so that you know what he's talking about. Because otherwise you're not going to know what he's talking about. The secret is great, but I speak concerning Messiah and the assembly. If you want to be a good wife, subject yourself to your husband. What does that mean? That means pick his butt up, and you have to get under him to push him up. And when he's going up, he's grabbing you, taking him with you. Because guess what? You might not know this, but we can't do it without you. We can't. We cannot do it without you. We like to think we can, but we can't. I've experienced both. And I'll tell you what, we can't. It's much better with a friend, with a partner, with something. That's why people have business partners, because it's a lot easier. Because one takes a certain amount of the pressure and the other one takes the other amount. And the stress and the mundane and the routine and everything. So go out, men, and nourish your wives. Wash them in the word. Feed them with the good food that comes from above. And wives, subject yourselves to your husband and lift him up. And if he's a good, God-fearing man, he'll lift you up. Later.